So Jeff's just been talking about how many mugs that he's sold, which, all due respect to him. But Russell Brand's also been going on about this as well. How many mugs that he's sold. Jeff buys cars, browse shop, plus fees, plus additional fees. What fees? fees. What fees? What fees are they? What fees? And who are these fees going to? I hate the word fees. What is a fee? A fee is like a fine. Fees go with fines. A t-shirt is a price of what a t-shirt costs. Postage and packing is shipping of a cost. Is that, is fees shipping or what? What is fees? Why does it say fees? So I've put this just because I can't stand the word fees. But can you hear that? Got a construction vehicle going still after 3 years. Don't know if you heard it or not in the background. Basically, the only problem I have with Russell Brand and Jeff Buys Cars, this mugs business, is that it's got all these plus fees written all over it. I mean, what fees? Fees. It sounds like teas. It's also almost like golf tees. It's almost like, fees on a golf course. Like on Goldfinger, whenever I hear the word fees, it makes me think of Goldfinger playing golf in the Bond film. Fees sound like teas. One reason I don't sell on eBay is because they take so much money. I don't think it's worth it unless you sell to people in Facebook Marketplace or Messenger. Well, this is it. I mean, I used to buy and sell through Facebook groups, just people, like talk to people, or do you want to buy this, do you want to buy that? I mean, that's no doubt how Jeff does his business when he's buying and selling cars. I mean, he contacts people in person and so forth. That's a good way to do business, or even with friends and family. But whenever I've sold anything on eBay, the amount of money they take is ridiculous. I mean, I do buy on eBay, and people do some very good deals on eBay, but I just don't see why they do it. I mean, I don't know why they sell on eBay, but I buy off them on eBay. I'm happy to buy off people on eBay and get a good deal. I do that, but I don't know how they make any money off it. Whenever I've sold on there, the amount of money that he's taking is just extortionate. It's just ridiculous. So I just don't sell. I just don't sell things because I don't agree with the amount of money they're taking, these big corporate entities. I mean, the amount of money they're taking, this is why they're gigantic now. Mammoth, Bezos. I mean, eBay's not quite as bad, I don't think, but, Donald Trump, when he was president, had a really good relationship with America. You could get good deals on eBay from Americans, and you could make friends on there, and they could help you out with things. And they put a stop to that. Just killed the trade between America and England because the shipping now is through the roof. Who's making money out of that? Fees from shipping, right? Well, the thing is, if you discourage any friendly trade between honest American people, then you have to go to Jeff Bezos. It would be like, basically, Jeff buys cars. Jeff is selling and buying cars between people, humans, persons doing deals. Can you imagine if the internet shut down Jeff's messenger or his emails and said he's not allowed to contact them anymore, or they were going to charge fees for emails? Or fees. Every time Jeff started, talking to people about selling or buying a car, they'd start charging him fees. Then, or a percentage in what, he'd sold the car on top of, the government. So, it soon would, he might end up having to go buy cars from actual Jeff Bezos. Jeff buys cars. It would be like, Jeff might actually have to end up, if they stop Jeff buys cars from buying cars from citizens, from people who are selling cars, he'd have to buy cars from Jeff Bezos. So it really would be Jeff buys cars, or from Elon Musk, Tesla all the time. He would just be buying Teslas all the time from brand new Teslas, from Elon Musk. That's effectively what they did, because we were getting very good deals from America, second-hand, used things, You could buy a jacket for £7 or £8, but now they're wanting £50 shipping. That's fees. But it's not £50 shipping. It's never seen that. But UPS is charging you that, and then they lied and tried to make out that when you declare an item and say what the item is, then they're starting to declare that the tax includes the postage. Well, you haven't declared. When you're sending something and you've got nothing to declare, you're not declaring that you're sending anything. It's just a scam. Now, the thing is, what really hits me in the heart, though, is that the passion that Vobes and that Brand and that, Jeff have against this BlackRock Vanguard culture and the elite and, the 15-minute cities and the rest of it. Yet, they're using these platforms like, YouTube, which gets them all their viewers, but, YouTube's free to watch it. I don't pay anything to YouTube. But then they're selling their mugs and their gear and that with all these fees and T's, T's and fees. Where's it all going? Where's all the money going? Where's all the fee money going? It's going to 15-minute cities. It's going to surveillance that Big Brother Watch are trying to stop. It's going on TfL cameras. It's going on, Elon Musk's Optimus Prime robot that's going to replace humans anyway. It'll be Optimus buys cars, not Jeff buys cars. It's going on Bezos's empire. This is the thing. So I came out with this poem, right? Which is this. Well, I didn't come out with it. It's a well-known poem. And it goes like this. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Oh, look. Jeff is the foe of BlackRock. Vobes is the foe of BlackRock. Brand is the foe of BlackRock. Oh, look, they've taken all Brand's profits and now he can't even be monetized on YouTube. Brand can't even be monetized on YouTube now. Oh, fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Oh, look, it's Jeff buys cars with his flat cap on, or is that Vobes with his waistcoat on, with an Englishman. Be him alive or be him dead. Well, that's if he's still alive from all the mysterious deaths that are going on from what John Campbell's talking about, from God knows mysterious sources. Be him alive or be him dead. I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Oh, and actually, according to Zoe, according to Eric Berg and Ekberg, the bread is actually killing us. Gut bacteria. My BlackRock bread. And all's probably grinding the bones to make his. You can get bone marrow drink. Well, that's good protein replacement drink. I'll grind his bones to make my BlackRock bread that he's drinking with my mug. So it's a perfect. This is another Charles poem. This is more of the royalties. This is more of the royals puns. These are the fairy tales that Disney make into films and joke about. Like Fantasia with all the magic. It could be Mickey Mouse making mugs with the sinister empire of Disney making money out of children. Yet, they're avoiding tax. Disney didn't have to pay tax to the American government, did they? These are these sinister companies. They come out with these poems, Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of Bezos and Trump. No, they smell the blood of Englishmen. be them alive or be them dead. Well, they're all dying at the moment. That's if that's sent us to war. They'll grind our bones to make their bread and have us drinking out of the mugs that they made their fees out of. So no, I'm sorry, but I'm not paying fees. Anything that says a fee, find some fees. I did a very early sticker for Bentcup.biz, which had like a picture of Boss Hogg on it, the mayor, and it says fines and fees, fairs and feats, because that's all councils do. You know, they have fairs all the time, you know. Fairs and feats, that's all they have. Fairs and feats, you know. But yet they're trying to get rid of gypsies and kick the gypsies off the land, except when there's a fair on, you know, and get the fairground round. You know, fines and fees, fairs and feats. We're not doing fees. There's that many things I need to claim VAT and tax back from the campaign, like materials and travel and things like that. The government have taken that much tax off through campaign things. And I'm trying to convince people now that we don't have to pay tax on it. And I'm having to debate it and argue it with them. I've got a few people who've given me tax back, but I'm getting some stickers made now. And they don't believe me. They don't believe me that you don't pay tax on petition stickers. I mean, they're wanting the VAT tax registered number. It's not a charity. It's political materials. And even if you're not meant to pay VAT on small advertisements, small printed advertisements. Now, if I want to stick a small printed advertisement up, stick it with sellotape or drawing pins, but why do that when I can have sticky on the back of it? What's the primary function of the item? The main function of the item is to advertise something, right? It's an advert. That's the primary function of it, right? Now, it doesn't matter whether you are a small company that's not VAT registered or whether you're Amazon. If Jeff Bezos wants to buy small printed adverts, then he can give his tax and VAT number over. If it's a small lemonade stand of a kid who doesn't have to be VAT registered, then there is no VAT or tax number. Now, if the small kid on the lemonade stand is raising money for cancer research or raising money for a charitable cause, she A, isn't going to have a VAT number, and B, she ain't going to have a charity number. You have big things have numbers. Small things don't have registered numbers because they're not registered, but they still can do things for charity or business without having a VAT number, right? You don't even need you can have small printed adverts that are stickers if you want to stick them around the neighbourhood, on notice boards to tell people about your lemonade stand. You don't pay tax on them. They're small adverts. They just happen to be conveniently as a sticker as well, right? So I'm getting kind of sick of it. They've made us all into Homer Simpsons. We're all Homer Simpsons now. Whenever you go out and are trying to talk to people, they've duped and conned us out of all the things we're entitled to. Also, Royal Mail, like you could send free post to do with elections and referendums and petitions for free of charge. Now, the campaign manager has to claim it back from Parliament, right? So you don't get it free directly from Royal Mail. Yet, it's illegal to be charged a fee for petitioning. All commitments and prosecutions are illegal. All commitments to any charges, taxation, fines, fees, right? The thing is, if you pay tax on postage or stamps, or if you pay for the service that you're not meant to, and then you claim it back later, you've been charged. You've been charged. There is no charge. There is no fine. There is no prosecution. You can't be charged. And the word being charged for an offence is like, being charged for service. It's illegal to be charged with petitions, a criminal offence. That means that if you get charged, that's illegal. You claim it back later, they broke the law, they charged you. You've been charged unlawfully, illegally. It's all right to claim it back, but if you can claim it back, and then if you can find the process. But the fact is, they went and charged you something unlawfully. This is why the way of doing it in Royal Mail was you'd have to pay for the post. You write on it, this is for, elections addressed to the public. Now, when David Cameron and all these flyboy Oxford graduates hijacked our country, it was like the gunpowder plot. I figured it out now. The gunpowder plot when they plotted to blow up Parliament. It was meant to be Guy Fawkes and these other people supposed to have plotted to put gunpowder on Parliament and blow it up. Basically, like in that new Blue Yonder Doctor Who, when the robot's gonna blow the whole thing up. Well, what's actually happened, and I'll challenge the government on this, right? Is that I'm challenging them on it now? Is this right? David Cameron, Tony Blair, and all the ex-presidents, the ex-prime ministers of England, the elite, right, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, they're plotting. They've taken our democracy away and our powers of public without, things that are free without money because it's either taxpayer funded or democratic function or whatever. Cameron he's actually stolen our critical services like Royal Mail, Free Post, and it's figured into legislation. So Royal Mail was the king's. Royal Mail was actually only for the royals. It was the Royal Mail. It wasn't a public service. It was letters delivered for the king, right? So it was the king's. It actually was like, the monarchs. The monarch had a messaging service to deliver mail. Now, we have always had, people that, horsemen and so forth to deliver. You could get messages delivered, but they made the messaging service of, the royal family in all the kings. There's always been different types of messaging and mail service throughout prehistory, but, like through the Roman Empire and so forth, there have been different types of possible ways to send messages. But for Royal Mail, it was the actual monarch's messaging service, with all these royal officers delivering messages on behalf of the king or between, the lords, dukes and pimpernels, right? And what they actually did is they decided to make, the message it available to the public. So Royal Mail becomes available to the public, right? I'm trying to record this and I've got a beep, 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 construction vehicle noise in the background, which is another thing I need to complain about. 3 years of ear torture. So, they made it available to us. But the thing is, we pay our taxes to the monarch. So it's always been taxpayer funded because the monarch taxes us. So the monarch's private mail was funded by us anyway. Now, they made Royal Mail available to the public, and that's how Royal Mail started and became a proper service, right? Now, in the government of England, because it's taxpayer funded, it gets figured into voting in elections and all that. It's critical for voting in elections, is Royal Mail. So many of the democratic functions of England are figured into it. Now, when Cameron sells it off, well, it's all right for major political parties. Let's say I'm all right, Jack. We've got a big, Tory party, Labour Party. We've got a representative. Oh, we'll just claim it back from Parliament. Fair enough. But, when you're all set up for all that and claim it back from Parliament, but if you are an independent candidate, or if you are like, someone who is, just doing a small political campaign, like, to Parliament through a petition or whatever, or something like that, then they haven't actually created as processes to claim it back properly, because they deem us insignificant or not relevant until then the whole country starts kicking up into political matters, and then it is important because there's a hell of a lot of money to claim back, and we're being denied services. And when you start to look at this old legislation, it's like, oh, look, you can send post completely free of charge. I'd like to see how they find out how they used to do it, how they used to send it. And now it's all got to be claimed back from Parliament. Parliament are not even granting us the petitions committee. They're not even letting you run or publish petitions. They're rejecting them on serious petition that you check the law. This is a legally valid process, right? And they're rejecting them. They're lying. And then when you ask them what legislation they're running on, they don't come up with any legislation, just standing orders. And then, they're doing these online rules separate from paper rules, yet in law, there's no different law for how long a petition runs. Why is Laura Corrigan doing it for 8 months and then online it has to be 6 months? But on paper, there is no time limit. Where is the law for it? There is none. So, this is the type of thing that democracy's hijacked, and people don't question it. People don't challenge it. People who work in the government don't question or challenge it. Many political party members don't challenge it, that they're sheep. And then when it comes to, doing taxes and things like that, people are ill-advised or misguided, or they can't work it out, or the government website's quite vague and misleading, but there is a reality under it. This is like, with the legislation now of... This is, Verbs is covering all this stuff, that what is the real wording of the law, by a lawful due process, on by the rule of law, or by judgment of the peers. Now, that means, is there a jury or isn't there a jury? If you have a magistrate, it's not lawful judgment of, your peers, because it's a magistrate, there are no peers there. There ain't a jury in a magistrate's court. You can appeal to the jury, but I thought, you meant to go to the jury in the first place, You can always appeal to the Crown Court, to the jury. Why aren't they there in the first place? Apparently it can be without a jury, but, by lawful due process or judgment of the peers, which doesn't say judgment of a judge, though, does it? But what it actually means is like in the Ian Bray case, where you can get judged by the legislation or by the opinion of the peers. That's actually what it is, which is what come out in the Ian Bray case, which is where you get all your petition signatures anyway, because it's the judgment of the peers signing the petition. So, there's so much that we're getting ripped off on, and all these people are like champions. They're like, they're on the front line, Verbs, Brand, and, Jeff Vice Cars are meant to be on the hardcore front line. Prisoners No More channel, on the hardcore front line. But they it's like, I'm all right, Jack, well, I am doing all right, I'm advocating the cause, I'm flying a flag for the cause, I'm helping you all out, I've got all the guests on, but, fees, why don't you, send a check in to Jeff, I'll send a check in to Jeff, or, send a stamp to Jeff's envelope to P.O. Box Jeff, just a little short message at the end of the video. But all this, fees underneath, all the money's going to Fee Fi Fo Fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be him alive at the moment while he still is, or be him on his last legs. I'll grind his bones to fill his mug with the dead. Fee Fi Fo Fum. Verbs smells the Verbs smells a council bailiff coming round. Be him alive or be Verbs dead. Well, Verbs nearly passed out anyway when the bailiff came round. I'll take his vehicle to fund my fees. This is it. Oh no, look, there's Teslari as well. Bristol Council. Fees, council fees, fines and fees. Take that down, Tess. Take that banner down from the motorway. You're not allowed that. Well, I'm collecting signatures. I've got to get 3 million signatures for a referendum. I only got 116,000. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Bristol Council smells Tess Lowry's petition. Be her alive or be Tess dead. We'll grind a banner to make our parking fees and bread. Unless you want to try and petition against parking fees in Bristol Council. If you can get any signatures, if everyone can see it. It's a nice little earner, isn't it? Having a banner over the M32. A nice little earner for petition signatures. A banner over the M2. Jeff buys cars right over the M5. Jeff buys cars. Sign the petition to stop 15-minute cities and subscribe to the channel. That'd be a nice little earner, wouldn't it? Any little earners on that? Clocking up some signatures here. Tick, 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 tick. Look, 3 million. We can have a referendum. That's a nice little earner on the side of the motorway, ain't it? Carve, that's dangerous. Bollocks. It's not dangerous. Why have they got advertising boards over the M6321 now? Why have they got, HGV lorries with farmers renting them out to advertising companies all down the side of the motorway? This is it. Nice little earner that. But, fees. Jeff Bezos has got a nice little earner. Trump. Nice little earner for Trump. Fees and teas. Russell Brand. Fees and teas. Teas and fees. Where are these fees going? Fee, fi, well, not a nice little earner now for Brand, is it? Because they've taken his money from him, taking his toy money playset from him now, taking Russell Brand's toy money playset from him now, taking all his fees. Where are his fees? But he's still selling mugs, apparently, but he's not allowed to earn any money from YouTube, but, he can still sell mugs on there, apparently, Fee, fi, fo, fum. Trump smells people making money out of selling their used things on eBay for cheap from America and forming political relationships. We can't have that. Better redirect them to Jeff Bezos. Get your jackets and coats from Jeff Bezos, not from working class Americans. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell Trump and Jeff Bezos all in one. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Smell the blood of an Englishman. Jeff buys cars and Richard Vobes. They'll grind their bones to make my fees on my teas. It's Trump. Never mind Trump cigars. Look, it's Trump teas. Trump golf teas made from 100% eBay Google fees. Ground up. I'm amazed that, I'm amazed that Trump's not going to the crematorium, after all these mysterious deaths that Campbell's talking about, and going and getting, ground up, he's making golf teas out of, smelting down people's ashes, to make golf teas. Fee, fi, ti, fo, fum. Donald Trump's teas made from your fees. This is it. It's like Goldfinger, innit? Smelting down gold to make his cars from, fee, tea, fo, fum. Making TFL cameras from Google Tees fees. This is it. All these Google Tees fees. I won't mind, but they've got billions. They're not, look, we've just got enough money to run a nice little online, this is great, a little online platform. Look at this, eBay, online marketplace. This is great. This, make a bit of money out of it, make a £1 million a year out of it, or 2 million. No, billions. But what they're doing with these billions, here's some development, innovation. The Development and Innovation Department of Government now. Eye scans, lasers, beep, 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 JCB training sounds, talking buses. security surveillance, Big Brother watch, ULEZ cameras, 15-minute cities, raising barriers out of the floor, construction of, Balfour beat me, Balfour beat me. Where's all this money coming from these infrastructure? Now they're legislating that we can't campaign against the infrastructure or object to it. While we're petitioning for a referendum to stop it, 3 million signatures, as all the trees are getting cutting down, we can't lock onto the infrastructure. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Where is the banner over the M621? Be it in a week or be it in 6 months, I'll collect 3 million signatures to put Priti Patel under. Priti Patel, don't change yourself to any infrastructure. We're collecting signatures to stop HS2. Fee, fi, fo, fum. You've got 6 months to, it's like the little rhyme, isn't it? When you make a fist, lift your thumb up, put your finger in, turn it around, pull it out, put the thumb back down. Thank you for cleaning the toilet. You only got 6 months on this petition campaign to get signatures to stop the infrastructure on the highways. Well, I'm putting the banner on the highways, I've only got 6 months. They might debate it in Parliament and, reject it. Well, if I get 3 million signatures, then, they'll have to have a referendum over it. And they will be asking everyone, let's get those 3 million signatures on the M621. Jeff Spies cars, fines and fees. Everyone can see. It's all going to me. This is it. Tess Lowry. No. Priti Patel. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Balfour beat me, took it down in one. Be your banner live or be your banner dead. I'll grind your petition until to make my, Donald Trump's fines and fees. No, Balfour beat me. Sorry, Balfour beat me. Oh, look, it's David Cameron. Dun dun dun. Send Royal Mail Post for free. No. Balfour beat me. Priti Patel's new legislation. Who can't get involved with infrastructure? But what if we're objecting against it and, things are getting destroyed? Tough. Balfour beat me. These people, what you've got to understand with these people, right? Just saw Alex Salmond the other day on Talk Radio with Mike Graham leaning to the side, right? Salmond, right? Tell me, 6 months, 1 signature a minute to do a petition, right? Why are Bristol Council telling people to take the banner down from the M32 when it's tallying up signatures? When you've only got 6 months to get 3 million signatures where you can have a referendum, that's more than 1 a minute, I can tell you that, right? Why are Bristol Council telling you to take the banner down? If it's dangerous, why are the police in a council meeting saying, let's get these light-up adverts over the motorway on the M621. Look at this. It's safe. It's safe. You can look at adverts while you're on the motorway directly over the top, illuminated even. There's no chance of it blowing off. Well, there's no chance of the banner blowing off when I've got, 16 plastic tie tags on it or metal tags. And even if it did blow off, Schedule 2 of said Town and Country Planning Act 2007 says that if it's Class A for use of enactment, I'm not liable for any damage or danger, even if it did blow off. Not that I wouldn't take thorough steps to make sure that it wasn't going to get blown off, particularly if you tent on with string, tags and ties. What if the camera falls off? What if the wind blows the camera off? This is a thing. There's no chance of that. Well, there's always a chance of it. What if there's an earthquake? What is it? There's more earthquakes. They've got earthquakes in Iceland. They've had to shut all the houses down. They can't go in their houses. Salmon. What if an earthquake shakes a camera off the top of the motorway? Have you figured that one in? Look, right, I'll make sure if my banner's on properly, you don't worry about that. We're talking about a banner that was still in place, was still intact, had not been blown off, even if it was a danger or not to the public. It's not my problem, right? I'll make more efforts to make sure it's not. Why Bristol Council telling them to take it down? Fee, fi, fo, thumb. I smell the blood of an independent man. Collect him signatures alive, or if his signatures are dead. John Campbell's bones can be ground to make my bread, which I'm going to grind up in a mug grinder and have a nice, make myself one of these bone marrow drinks. Bone marrow. Grind up the bone marrow. Have you seen how much they cost? There's some fees there. So no, I don't think Brand and Jeff Price Cars quite get it yet, because at the end of the day, am I right, Jack? Well, Brand isn't all right now because he's not getting any money in from YouTube at all. And it's only a matter of time, apparently. So we've got problems. They're cheating. And if you don't think that they plotted, it's a plot. But it's not the gunpowder plot. Now, the problem with the police is the police don't seem to think that David Cameron can be doing a plot with his peers like Boris. What the police don't believe is that there can be a plot, but not the gunpowder plot, but it could be it's like a corporate, it's basically a corporate, it's like the stealing of the Enterprise, basically, on Star Trek, but it's the stealing of our government and democracy. First, you've got to steal the democratic function from the voters, so then they aren't in control of the Enterprise. That's basically like spilling coffee on the control panel, so it all short circuits. We can't get any democratic control. We can't put banners up on the M32. How am I going to get 3 million signatures? Even Tess Lowry only got 116,000. At the best, she got a debate. She could have actually had a referendum. If she'd have got 3 million... you can do it. You can do it. It can be done. These people are trying to stop you from doing it. And for sure, they absolutely don't want you to have local referendums. They don't want you to have local referendums because they exist. And when you've got local referendums, the people are deciding, like, oh, we don't want Incora. We don't want Incora aeroplane factory at this industrial estate. We don't want it because we've objected to it, 3 times. We've objected to it in the village multiple times, right? And we don't want it, right? We don't want Incora in the village. But yeah, it's there. How did it get there? It's like 3, 2, 1, dusty bin. It's like, object once, object twice, we succeeded. The village objected once, success. The village objected twice. What happened the 3rd time? Well, they tried, but we don't know. They run out of steam. Basically, they were exhausted. They were, they're conned. If you look, right, if you object, the law needs to be, right, if a big corporate enterprise puts in planning permission and the village don't want it, right, then we're not having it. Done. That's it. Done. Permanently forever. Not try and get in 3 year or 5 year or whatever, right? This is it. Done. Now, maybe in, when your kids grow up, they can ask them again. But, this is the thing. We're not playing this game because it's like smashing an hammer. What they're doing is that they're banging an hammer on the glass till it smashes these. And the worst of it, the council are trying to help them, the corporate, because the Tory and Labour are trying to, they've got a plan, a strategy. Now, the worst thing is that this Blackburn Vanguard company own all the things. So it's Balfour beat me. It's another instance of Balfour beat me on the, on the M32. Balfour beat me. Who's that? Oh, it's the chairman of the council. What is he? Labour Tory. Balfour beat me. And he wants to beat you in the ballot box. He doesn't want any independents to beat him. Keir Starmer, Balfour beat me. You've got to see, if you can't see, right, that it's not even Labour versus Tory. It's not Starmer and, Sunak. There is no separate, because, it's a corporate thing. It's Cameron, and it's Tony Blair as well. No matter how Tony Blair claims he's Labour, he's corporate. He's going around, he's giving presentations to corporate. And this is why Putin is just as bad. And look, right, they will have a war and send us all to war against us rather over our dead bodies than have the power to have local referendums. I tell you, Grant Shapps, right, and the Secretary of State for Transport, right, by over hell on fire. They, right, do not want us to have local referendums on anything, nothing. They don't want us to know that you can have them, let alone on Darwin Oak, on Stonehenge Tunnel, and on 20-mile-an-hour speed limits in Wales, because that's democracy, and that's voting, and that's the people, the jury, making a decision on what they do or don't want in their area, right? Not some strategy, some plan that's not doing too well for them, because they don't like what these plans are doing. They don't come up with these plans. Who comes up with these plans? Balfour beat me. The plans are devised in meeting rooms between corporate contractors and political parties. Cameron, Blair, right? Balfour beat me. Construction executives, military contractors making tanks, and also on the side happen to be making, studs for the motorway, shit like that. Now, you can't have any strategy or plan in a democracy, because a plan is all pre-written, all pre-done, and it has to be adhered by, or you can't do it. So there can be no votes. None. There can be no voting. No votes. None. It can't work. And I think this is the thing the whole time through, because it's all strategy. The whole thing's strategy. And it's getting to a point where, it really is, people in Birmingham, they were just whistling Dixie, we'll make widgets. But there are other parts of the country that are like, just a minute, we don't want to be like, Cadbury Village, like Bourneville. We don't want to end up like what happened to Bourneville, right? But that's what is being forced on us now. And if we don't stop... I've got this bloody construction vehicle and it's doing me head in while I'm trying to make this video. Beep, beep, beep. I don't know what's happening with it now, but it's driving me insane. And it's a corporate weapon. I'm nowhere near a building site. I'm inside a building, surrounded by our own house and our own garden, right? With walls and fences over 200 metres away, right? Why do I need to hear a beep, 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 right? It's attacking me. It's attacking me. And that is what the car is doing in the car when I get with my mum and dad. We can't even operate the car now. If my dad needs to pass me his phone to do something, right, because he's driving, I can't operate the phone. I don't know how to work it. It's got locks on it, keypads. It's locked down. But he's my family member. You can't have a parent or guardian anymore. Excuse me, this is my family. Parents and guardians. Parental controls. No, control of parents. Control of children. And then there's some symbol popping up in the car with all these coloured glow as if it's like the aura. We're reading your aura. We're reading your full aura while you're in the vehicle. Elon Musk's vehicle will scan your aura so it will know your complete psychological and emotional profile. All the button pushing, this person's got a little bit more tolerance. It might take a bit of a louder JCB beep to get him to flip, to get him to snap his phone in half and headbutt his wife, he didn't quite push his button. It's like, now you're going to push my button. Don't push my button now. And what movie is that? There was freaking Jim Carrey the other day popping up with a beard in black and white going, we don't want to be famous anymore like me. Don't push my button. Don't push my button. This is what Elon Musk is doing. But he's like, hey, I'm with you guys. I'm a good guy. Free speech. Yes, European Parliament. No, European Parliament. 3 bags full, European Parliament. Well, I'm Elon Musk. I'm on your side. While I'm trying to make your replacement Optimus robot to replace you fully, completely. This is it. Scanning your aura. Don't worry. We'll scan your aura, then we'll know, if you've got a slight heartbeat or a heart palpitation out of order in the future. Well, apparently they're not going to do that because everyone's dying. According to Campbell, people are dying, we don't know why. So by the time that he gets his, or car that you get into that can fully scan every fucking heart pulse and every, twinge, this guy's a bit resilient, he's not putting his seatbelt on, beep, 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 beep. You'll have to go a bit louder for this guy. Maybe we'll give him a little electric shock like on, Total Recall or something. But this is the way they're going with Grant Shapps. I don't think, Shapps is like some sinister jester guy. He's, be weary of the fool. Shapps is kind of like half fool, half serious. He's kind of like a serious... Shapps is literally, effectively the weatherman off Banana Man. He's kind of half fool, half geek, but he's like a serious villain, with serious, Balfour beat me military command and weapons now. The weatherman's weather balloon and all his equipment. These people are like, characters from cartoons on TV, and that's what makes them dangerous because they're like, we've got to protect you, we're on your side, it's Grant Shapps, the military, we've got a threat from Russia, but then again we sent Boris round to tell them not to make peace, it's Boris's fault, and then... it's Elon, don't worry, he's making you a new car that can help you out, and by the way, he's going to replace you and as well with his Optimus robot. This is it. These people are like, hey, I'm your friend, but they're not. And this is the thing. They're fools because they subscribe to his side and to a political affiliation and party, which is strategy, and this strategy is not what the people want. And then when we try and vote against it, they're blatantly lying and obstructing us, right? They're blatantly obstructing and lying. But when I'm your friend, it's we're trying to protect you from, military invasion but who made the tanks and guns, who made the weapons, America, what happens if we go to war with America, America, America are donating. Apparently, Russia are our foes or what? About Americans making weapons to send over to Russia. Americans are our friends, and then suddenly, what happens if we have a fallout with America? But they've just been making the tanks that might be used to. What happens if Ukraine sides with America, and then they're using the tanks against us? This is it. We've got to do something about these. We can't have political parties. We can't have a strategic planning department because, they're strategizing things that we don't want and that we can't. And then they're strategizing our political power away from us, M32 banners, Bristol Council strategy, take that down, Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an independent man, or is it a woman? Collect her 116,000 signatures, or collect her none. She will never see 3 million. This is it, and that's if there's anyone left to sign it, after Optimus has taken over. I don't like it. So when it comes to these fines and fees, fares and feats, what are these fees? Why not just if you're going to sell mugs, right? All you have to do is, hey, I'm Russell Brand, why don't you send, stamped address envelope to Brand, that's a fee, a stamp, a second-class stamp, send a check to Russell Brand with stamped address envelope, for, £12 for a mug, no hidden fees there. Where are all these fees? They're all going to Google Empire. This is the problem with it.